I saw you are host on a panel.
Yeah.
With Isuzu, right?
Yes.
And you guys are talking about road accidents.
Yes.
You were moderating it.
Yeah, we were talking about road safety.
Road safety, yes.
So it's Isuzu that had brought together different stakeholders in the motoring industry. So they brought a guy, basically a guy from the matatu industry, a guy from the formal transport industry, somebody from NTSA, and then somebody who's running transport awards, East African Transport Awards. So you have a holistic approach to now safety.
To safety, yeah.
Yeah.
And currently, based on the stats that I've seen, there's a big rise in road accidents in Kenya.
Yeah.
What can you attribute it to?
The thing about Kenya specifically is when it comes to now the data that we collect is not usually very specific. So there's a spike, yes, but is it a spike in pedestrians deaths? Is it a spike in vehicle accidents?
Yeah.
If it's vehicle accidents, which vehicle accidents? You should be able to disaggregate to be able to come up with that. So the only thing I can say is basically just anecdotal. So generally there's a spike around the holidays.
Yes.
But I think something that most people have started to see generally across the board is our driver behavior really has deteriorated over the years. Yeah. So what you're seeing even in an urban setting is going to be reflected when people are on highways. Where now you make a mistake on Langata Road in traffic, the worst thing that can happen is you hit somebody's bumper. Now, when you're doing that 110 on a highway, on a road you're not familiar with, in a car that's heavier than it usually is, because if you're going up country, you've loaded the car with people and things, so the car is not braking the way it used to, it's not accelerating the way it used to, doesn't turn the same way. So the car is it's like a different car altogether. So it's a different car on a different road, and then you're trying to bring your Nairobi behavior, then you're going to see a lot. Because the high profile accidents that we've been seeing so far, you can see it's usually speeding or somebody is not in the lane they're supposed to be in, or maintenance. And in fact, that's why when we were talking about the road safety, we talked about, we were dealing with people who manage fleets, because we were saying are you sure that now that lorry, have you been changing the brakes? Have you been making sure that it's serviced? And the tires, the suspension, everything that goes into making sure the car slows down. And then also now driver training. Yeah, because a safe driver also saves you a lot of money.
Yes.
If you're not aggressively braking, aggressively accelerating, your fuel economy increases.
And you're driving tired.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're a bus driver, if you're a lorry driver, and you're driving on a long distance, then if you're driving in a way that is going to conserve fuel, most likely you're also not going to have an accident. Yeah. But I think it's to this point it's driver behavior. And then in certain instances, it's the design of the road. But we were told the other day, good roads are the ones that have are the ones that have more accidents. So development is bad. Our policy is going to go in very interesting ways in the next few years, because even now we're being told, if the roads are going to be built, they have to be tolled. In addition to a road development levy that you're paying on fuel.
Exactly.
So I think in terms, there's also one on the left here. In terms of policy, I think we have our ways to go, if I can put it like that. Because there's supposed to be a national automotive policy, which has been in draft since I think 2018. So that's an all-encompassing thing, including now manufacturing of vehicles in the country, safety standards. When I was speaking with the NTSA, they actually are planning to do a lot of changes to how we do driving tests. So that we are making sure that people start off on the right foot. Because as somebody with a driving license, you basically just moved the car forward 100 meters. He didn't really do much. So they're looking at moving it to a model where now you're actually going to do your test in a simulator, so that they can simulate a real world environment.
Like a pilot.
Like a pilot. So what they'll do is basically you're driving on the highway, tire burst, what do you do? So that's the basis of whether you pass or not. So they'll put you in real world experiences and see, okay, there's a traffic jam, you try and overlap, you fail the test. There's a traffic, you're driving, all of a sudden it starts raining, did you put on the lights so that you can be seen? Did you slow down? Those kinds of things. So they'll be putting you in real life experiences. So now that obviously means that there's going to be a dramatic shift in the driving schools themselves, the kind of capital requirements they're going to need, because now you're telling people they need to have a simulator.
So it's going to be expensive.
It's going to be a bit, even getting the test itself done is going to be a bit expensive.
Yeah.
So it's going to be rolled out in phases. But I think it's a step in the right direction. And because like a lot of the time, especially like when you're online and you see like an accident happening and you see like footage from the GoPro, from the dash cam, and you see the takes that people are having on the accident, and then even just in casual conversation, you realize like people really don't know the rules or like have no understanding. Because like there's a time I was arrested for speeding. It happens. I was doing 73 and a 50 on the way to Eldoret. I'm not proud of it, but it happens, and it's good to be open and honest about these things, because it's not good to pretend about this. And when the guys I was with in the car, the guy was saying, oh, the police are really harassing us. The other day somebody arrested me because I crossed a line on the road. And I realized this guy doesn't actually know that you're not supposed to cross a continuous yellow line on the road. He's been driving for 12 years. So like a lot of the time, like you when you're speaking to people, you realize, like we get to traffic, it's somebody telling you, no, you're supposed to pass on the side. So it becomes tricky like that. So people don't even know the rules. So they don't perceive that they are breaking them.
So it's even as simple as lane discipline. Very few Kenyans do it.
Keep left unless overtaken. Like it's really just that.
It's just
that was a point of contention, by the way. In fact, I think I'll share with you some of those tweets. I was really shocked. Like, I was like, what do you mean? Like, why are we even talking about this? Like, it's like if you're a biblical person, like the way you can reduce all the commandments to 2, love God and love your neighbor. I'd say the entire highway code can be reduced to keep left.
That's it.
That's basically, if you do that, you should be okay.
Or if you're in a roundabout, the person on the right.
Even giving way. I mean, like, and do you know how simple it is to remember that? Like, somebody on the right has the right of way.
That's right of way. It's right of way.
Like it's that simple. In most instances, that's generally how it goes. So like, I don't know. And then like, like me, my personal pet peeve is people who are really aggressive in like slow moving traffic. Then when it opens up, the guy wasn't in a rush. So you're wondering, like the guy will cut in front of you so dramatic, and you're like, hey, maybe this guy needs to take someone to hospital or something. Then the road opens up, he's driving at 12. You're like, hey, okay. Well, you risked an accident for nothing.
It's like, an ego thing.
No, that's the thing. Like, I don't think it's ego. Like, if that's how you came up knowing that you're supposed to, because that's the other thing, people are told you must be aggressive.
Okay, you have to fight for
you have to be aggressive.
Space in the, on the road.
You must fight. So like, again, it's just somebody thinking that's just the way it is. That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, here's the thing. I think in Kenya, the culture of driving can be attributed to a few things, and I think it can be changed. Like, for example, in Kigali, right? They're very strict when it comes to road safety. So fines are given on the spot. Like the cameras that you have on the streets, if your registration and your registration number is caught on camera doing something that it shouldn't, your car, then you're fined automatically. And that creates the discipline. Borders there, everyone wears a helmet. The rider and the passenger. Right, you cannot carry more than one person. And it's a culture thing. I feel like Kenya, we are very lax with rules.
No, actually, quite the contrary. And counterpoint to that is now the Muki Rules when they came in. If an administration is serious and they follow through, because like I think the problem we have is this culture of just doing crackdowns. Because everybody in the cycle of the crackdown knows, like, once it's off Citizen TV, we're back to normal. So that's the thing. We need to follow through. Because like when the Muki Rules happened, we followed through. And it became very normal. In fact, like you're saying, within a couple of years, everybody just thought, I need to wear a safety belt in the motor.
Back then, people never used to wear that. Even personal cars.
So I keep telling people, a lot of these things that we think, it can't happen, happened. We look at now like organized public transport. That used to be the norm in the 90s. So we are not reinventing the wheel. We really genuinely just need to be focused. So like for me, it's not, let's do a crackdown because there's been an accident. Because like I'm saying, even the policeman knows this is going to last 2 weeks. That's the thing. The drivers of the matatus know, oh, things are going to be difficult.
It's going to be
for
fine after it's only for today. So then there's a sustainability of making sure rules are followed.
Even as a passenger in the matatu, you know, they're just going to do this for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So immediately it's out of the news cycle, and that's why we keep doing crackdown after crackdown after crackdown. Because ideally it should happen once, like what happened with the Muki Rules. It was gazetted one time, and for the next 3-4 years, that's what we were doing. They didn't have to keep, announcing and then dramatic arrests that are televised. And then it looks like we are doing something, because like I'm saying, everybody in everybody in that chain knows this is only going to last a couple of weeks.
So it's policy change or making sure that it's followed. But also, do you think that the current state of the country, where the economy is doing really badly, is also affecting drivers who are either not present in what they are doing? They're either tired because they need to get somewhere to make a specific amount of money. If I'm a matatu driver, if I was doing 10 trips a day, I need to do 15 to be able to meet. So is that also a contributing factor to?
I would say in terms of maintenance, like people are stretching their maintenance a little longer than they were.
Yes.
But in terms of like behavior, I'd say, like I said before, a safe driver actually costs you less money. Because like I was saying, if you're not accelerating and dramatically, if you're not braking dramatically, fast is smooth and smooth is fast. That's what we say, like when you're driving off-road. So if you're driving in a way that is going to save money, because it's not just saving money on fuel, you're also saving money on the consumables. Yeah, if you're not braking as much, then you're not buying brake pads as often. If you're not driving very quick, very fast on like an uneven surface like this, you're saving money on the shocks. So actually, the most logical way to conserve your resources at a time like now is to drive safely. Because if you maintain, like, for instance, a lower speed, you have better fuel efficiency. Which again now, like for the average consumer like me and you, those fuel savings don't mean that much. But now you're driving from Mombasa to Congo. Then now fuel efficiency is a real thing. When you're talking about now saving 10% of your fuel. So now when the economy is bad, that's when you want to try and save 11 or 12 or 13. So what I'd say is now, like the specific thing that I think is a risk as a result of our current economic situation is people putting off maintenance. So you don't have the best tires, you don't have the best brakes. Then the event something happens, you try and brake, it's not working.
Makes sense. I didn't see it like that. I think delaying service.
That's actually the danger.
The danger of it.
For both private and commercial.
And I saw the amount of road accidents that we have. I thought bodabodas would be number one. But private cars are number one. I was shocked.
Like I said, it's a driver behavior.
It's a driver behavior thing.
And then, like, again, maintenance. Who is more likely to say until next week? Till next month? Because like matatu guys, they have to deal with police all the time. Whether or not they deal with the police sideways, it's better to not have bald tires. It's better to have the lights working. It's better to have and so
they're in a circle as well.
And that was the whole idea with circles, really. Like the idea was basically our public transport is a network of private operators. So it was very difficult to get individuals to get things in control. So what happened is we stopped halfway, because what was supposed to happen was basically you combine guys into circles, then they can get benefits of scale. So like if a circle, like you look at the more successful circles, they're all buying the same vehicle. So that means obviously you're getting a quantity discount when you're buying the vehicle. It means you're getting a quantity discount when you're buying the spares. It means you're getting a discount when you're insuring the vehicles, because you're insuring a bunch, like 100. It means you can get a discount when you're buying oil and fuel and lubricants. So it makes a lot of sense in that regard. And then also now the threat of shutting down the entire circle means that there is internal policing. Like you're not waiting for the Kenya police, because if one driver messes up, it affects everyone.
It affects everyone.
So like you saw recently when the driver was driving on the wrong side of the road, action was taken by the circle. Before even the guy was arraigned in court. So that's the idea now. And you can be sure every other driver has been told, hey boss.
You should be
make sure
representing.
At the moment everybody's eyes are on this company. So that was supposed to be like the first phase. The second phase was supposed to be concessioning. So like you take a road like, let's say, Langata Road, now you decide it's going to go to either one or two circles. So you're forcing even greater consolidation. Then now that's where you're able to now say, we need a matatu to be at every bus stop every 15 minutes. Similar to now how we, again, people will tell you this is how it is in Europe. No, this is how it used to be in the 80s and 90s. Stagecoach bus would be at the bus stop on a schedule. Yeah. And then now you have the bus rapid transit. They're supposed to now have their own bus lanes, which would allow for that now. So we stopped halfway. And that, I think that's the tragedy of a lot of things that happen in Kenya. We are I would say locked to like an election cycle. Like people are only ever, when it comes to policy, very few policies will skip administrations. Which like in some things, like that's not a political thing. People's safety really should not be something that's subject to different electoral cycles, but that's the situation we are in, because that's not just in terms of the motor vehicle industry, that affects everybody.
Everything and everyone. And then now the moment you start getting somewhere, then elections
and somebody comes in with their own ideas. So like when we used to have like long-term plans, like a vision 2030, we keep thinking that's Kibaki's plan or that's ABCD's plan, whatever, but we really should be sitting down and thinking, where do we want Kenya to be in the next 50 years? And then every administration is working towards building into that. So you have your short-term, medium, and long-term plans.
Okay. We are in Nairobi National Park.
Yes.
I'd like to know, in your opinion, which is the best car for off-road?
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching that highlight video. If you want to watch the full conversation that we had on the game drive, click here. I'm going to put it here. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, or even share with anyone who would be interested in this conversation. It helps my channel and it helps me make more videos like this. Asante. Bye.